So next up tonight on Red's Room, our second artist, we have Chris Sarver from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Chris. I've been digging your bio tonight. It's just really absolutely awesome. It's kind of like your testimony, too.
Yep.
So I see here that you were born and raised in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Yep.
You've lived there most of your life, but you've also lived in Texas,
hmm
Washington, and Oregon.
That's right.
You have known God your whole life to some capacity. That's me too. I love it. And have loved music from a very young age. Me too. I love it. I just love it when I relate to people. So in high school, you had your struggles, right? With things that we all have had, right? With, you said here, like, smoking pot and all this crazy stuff. It's awful. But the bottom line is that's what brings you to where you are today. And it's just beautiful how you say in your early 20s, like a family member helped you, get to Teen Challenge. We've heard about Teen Challenge for years now.
Okay.
Challenge helped you, man. It
Yeah.
helps you come out of everything. And so that is just beautiful, brother. And then after many years later, you got sober and you started hearing songs in your head and started writing them down and memorizing them with no musical training.
Mhm.
You always assumed God would bring people into your life who wanted to make music with you. So you kept focusing on writing and singing. Then, like 20 years passed. I'm 60. I don't know how old you are, but 20 years passed. And hundreds of songs later, you finally got this guitar and, and learned some chords. And don't you dare worry, brother, tonight that you don't think you have too much experience. You know what? You are loving on Jesus. You are giving us your whole life and everything that you've learned from him, and you're just pouring out the passion. So don't even worry about that. I love how you said that. Please forgive me if I'm inexperienced playing. Oh, we don't care about that. So it says here also just about every song you've written over the years, has a purpose trying to connect people to God one way or another. No, you're saying no matter where you are in your relationship with him, he wants you to grow deeper. That's what we're here for. And in your life, you found that all the parts of a song, from the lyrics to the melody to the indescribable things God does through the music, are often the best and fastest ways to facilitate moments where we grow closer to God. Your prayer is that in every song, brother, that happens to some degree for yourself and each and every one of us. So, oh my gosh, brother Chris, I'm ready. I'm ready. Talk to us. And what song do you have for us tonight?
Okay. This first song is called "The Impossible," and it's essentially just a testimony. I was I'm on the worship team at church, and we were leading that "Even the Impossible" song, and I was just praying for the congregation, and the thought just kind of popped into my head. God has done so many just seemingly, I mean, it seems impossible to us. He's called fire down from the sky, and he's part the Red Sea, and he's brought dead back to life, and just innumerable things. Um, but to me, the more that I think about it, the most impossible thing that he can do is to take someone like me and make me look like him. Because if you knew me, you would understand, and I'm sure you probably feel the same way, that, you know, to take someone, the more I know myself, the more I know how far I am from who he is. And every time I see a glimpse of becoming more like him, I realize that that's the biggest miracle he's ever done, is to take people like us and make us look anything like him. And so, yeah. The most impossible thing you can do is take someone like me and make him look like you. The most impossible thing that you can do is take someone like me and make him look like you. But there you go again. There you go again. There you go again. Doing the impossible. Thief and a liar, I was a breaker of hearts, I was a chief of the sinners, I came alive in the dark, and I deserved the rejection, I deserved all the pain, I deserved isolation, and a lifetime of shame, but you wouldn't recognize me now. The most impossible thing you can do is take someone like me and make him look like you. The most impossible thing you can do is take someone like me and make him love like you. But there you go again. There you go again. There you go again, doing the impossible. I was an enemy of freedom, I walked away from the rock. I said I knew of his goodness, but I was my own God, and I deserved all the anger. I wore his name in vain. I deserve desperation. I deserve a lifetime in chains, but you wouldn't recognize me now. The most impossible thing that you can do is take someone like me and make him look like you. The most impossible thing you can do is take someone like me and make him love like you. But there you go again. There you go again. There you go again. You always make a way, any way for you to get love through to me. I see impossible, you see another opportunity. You always make a way, any way for you to get love through to me. I see impossible, you see another opportunity. And I barely recognize me now. The most impossible thing that you can do is take someone like me and make him look like you. The most impossible thing that you can do is take a wretch like me and make him love like you. But there you go again. There you go again. There you go again, doing the impossible.
Okay, Brother Chris, I'm going to tell you something right now. I've been playing guitar my whole life. You say you've only been playing the last year. You told here in your bio, forgive me for my inexperience playing, I thought you were awesome. You sounded great. I
Thank
don't know
you.
if anybody's ever seen the movie called Juno about this young girl
Yep.
that had a baby young, and they've got this song that she plays with her buddy and her friend singing acoustic.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, when you played, I thought of that song of
I'm
those
gonna have to go
80s
back to that.
playing guitar. You sound
Okay.
no, you just, but I don't know what it is that made me think of, you just made me think of this kind of sweet, innocent, beautiful, wonderful acoustic sound, you know? And it
Hmm.
was awesome.
Thank you.
And maybe that's a junior starting an acoustic, I don't know. But it was awesome. I love how you say God would not recognize me now because you're like a new creation,
That's
right?
right.
You've just found the Lord, you're a new creation. That song was beautiful,
Thank you.
brother. Absolutely beautiful. And what you got next for us?
Okay. Um, this one I just wrote maybe a few weeks ago or so, and it's called "You've Already Won." And it was just the idea, we actually went through this at my church maybe about 6 months ago or so. We went through this season where these incredible, miraculous healings were happening one after another. We actually had a lady die in our service, and we surrounded her, and just praying for 30 minutes, like the color and the life restored to her body. I was healed personally. I had a growth growing on my eye that I was told was going to need surgery and all this stuff, and we prayed about it, and I went to a doctor, and he just grabbed it and pulled it off. Like, it just came off like a scale. And there were, dozens of healings happening, and it was amazing. And then we were praying to see more and more, and it kind of like just kind of did what it did. It like plateaued. And me and my pastor, we would talk a lot about it. And we're just like, are we supposed to be praying for this to happen? Like, are we, like, we don't need miracles for God to be awesome. Like, we don't need any of that. But you want to see it. It's exciting to see, and there's so much power in it. And so we kind of we're going back and forth on, does the church now, we know God does miracles, and we are so excited when we see them, but should we be asking for them? Should we be expecting them and praying for them, or just be excited when they happen? And this song came out of a prayer of me telling God, I don't need him to move a mountain. He's already done everything that I need him to do. And so this song is, I don't know if you call it a prayer, but this is just a song to him about he's already won.
You've already won.
You don't need to move a mountain. You've already done enough. You don't need to calm the ocean waves, 'cause you're with me when they get rough. God, I still believe in wonders, and I would love to see a sign. But you don't need to do another thing for me. You've already won this heart of mine. And I remember you whisper in the night, and I remember when you changed my name to life, and I remember you led me through the desert to the only well that never will run dry. You don't need to move a mountain. You've already done enough. You don't need to calm the ocean waves, 'cause you're with me when they get rough. God, I still believe in wonders, and And I would love to see a sign, but you don't need to do another thing for me. You've already won this heart of mine. And I remember when the whole world came to life. And I remember how it looked through these new eyes. And I remember you called me out upon the waves. I took that step and left the boat behind. You don't need to move a mountain. You've already done enough. You don't need to calm the ocean waves, 'cause you're with me when they get rough. God, I still believe in wonders, and I would love to see a sign, but you don't need to do another thing for me. You've already won this heart of mine. I'm all yours. You've already won this heart of mine. And oh, you've already won this heart of mine. Before I was alive, you saved my life. On the day you died for me, I got all that I could need. And oh, you've already won this heart of mine. Before I was alive, you saved my life. On the day you died for me, I got all that I could need. And oh, you've already won this heart of mine. You came and made a way when I was blind. You called me by a brand new name, and I will never be the same. And oh, you don't need to move a mountain. You've already done enough. You don't need to calm the ocean waves, 'cause you're with me when they get rough. God, I still believe in wonders, and I would love to see a sign, but you don't need to do another thing for me. You've already won this heart of mine.
Chris, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Your music is simple and it's beautiful. You say you've only been playing guitar for a year, but God was working on for you for many years.
Yep.
And I love your style. It's simple, it's beautiful, it's real, it's head on. And I love how you say that God doesn't need to do a miracle, but isn't it wonderful when he does?
Oh,
Does, but we already know where we stand in Jesus Christ, that like, okay, Lord, I know you help me, and I know I ask and I pray, but like, if you can't help me at this moment, I'm okay. But isn't it awesome when he goes deeper and he
yeah.
does? But no, but the message in this song is amazing, because you're just on the edge of saying, Jesus, I love you. I'm going to be with you forever. You're my everything. And I know you perform miracles, but like, if you know what I mean? If you just, sometimes can't answer everything. I love you, right? I love you. You're there.
That's right.
That is beautiful, brother. Your music's fresh. Just now that I know that you've been loving him your whole life, it's like, and you only started, yeah, it's fresh, man. My daughters used to have this thing with their kids. They go, it's fresh. Music's fresh for Jesus Christ, and it's beautiful, and I'm loving it. And I can't wait to hear what you have next. Because
Okay.
I'm loving your style.
This next one is the first song that I wrote when I learned the four. I still only know four chords on this guitar, but when I first learned those four chords, this is the first one that I wrote. I feel like this song had been in my heart for a long time, but I just hadn't worked it out. And so this is going to be my last one because it's a little bit longer, and there's a version of it that has a piece of spoken word poetry at the end. And so I'm going to do this version. So when I start talking, I'm not quite done. Just to sort of warn you.
Okay.
But but this song, if I'm not shaking too much by the end of it, because this one, but this one is called "Alive in the Ashes," and this song, you know, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to share it. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
I've come to lay myself on the altar. I know what you can do with just a flame. Until there's nothing left, let it all burn and come alive in the ashes that remain. Let it burn through and through. I will hold nothing back from you. Let it burn all of me until it's only you they see. Come to lay myself on the altar. I know what you can do with just a flame. Till there's nothing left, let it all burn and come alive in the ashes that remain. And break my heart for what breaks yours. I wanna know you more and more. Break my heart and make it pure. I wanna know you more and more and more and more. I've come to lay myself on the altar. I know what you can do with just a flame. Until there's nothing left, let it all burn and come alive in the ashes that remain. Come alive, come alive, come alive, come alive, come alive, come alive, come alive in the ashes that remain.
Wow.
Sometimes there's a moment in worship where the things that once were are no longer that way. When the words we are singing just cease to be songs and transform into sacred expressions of praise. When the music and lights fade to white noise and static, and for a moment, we sense that we are no longer safe. Something changes in the air, and that's when it happens. When the King that we sing to arrives in this place. He loves when we worship, and he loves when we sing, but he comes when we are ready to die on the altar. when we encounter his love and we weigh what it costs, every part of ourselves is the least we could offer. And that's when hearts start to break and the broken are humbled. And when a humbled heart runs into grace, it's destroyed. But then in the destruction, when we bow in the rubble, we are empty. And the empty can know the fullness of joy. When we find ourselves in the presence of God, it's not just an encounter, it's an invasion. He burns through our hearts with a fire that's blazing. And the more that he burns, the closer he can get. In worship, we are begging for his love to change us. His holiness deserves our cries of amazement. But to know him, we must leave the life we are contained in. Our comfort is not something we should protect. He expects that we reject it. When he shows us his violent white light, it is not so that we are impressed. He expects us to reflect it. And we cannot shine that pure light if there is any part of us left. So come, Holy Father, come to us all and reveal the hard parts that we haven't let go. Embarrass us, break us, whatever it takes. Bring light to the shadows. Leave no crack unknown. We run to the altar. We beg for the flame. Burn it all, God. Do not let us leave here the same. We have come here to die in the awe of your glory. Today, let us sing you a true song of praise. I've come to lay myself on the altar. I know what you can do with just a flame. Until there's nothing left, let it all burn and come alive in the ashes that remain.
Brother Chris, I'm almost beyond words. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
It's kind of about our new creation. You know, when we come to the altar and we lay it all down and we just ask for that new creation in Jesus Christ. You know, burn the old stuff, make us new.
That's right.
Um, and when some of us has come from a rough past, it's so beautiful when we're growing in Jesus Christ and people say, oh, but what you did a long time ago, you can say, excuse me, but that's not who I am anymore.
That's
And
right.
that's what I kind of get from you tonight. You know, it's beautiful. You are just an absolute beautiful new creation in Jesus Christ. And I've been playing and singing my whole life. I loved your style tonight for only playing guitar for a year, right? I loved it. And I'm 60. How old are you?
42, 41 or
Okay.
42,
So
41.
you got 18 years to catch up to me. And you know what? I can't wait to hear you 18 years from now. And I hope I'm still 80 when I hear you because you're going to be rocking and rolling.
I hope you're right.
Your music's beautiful. You're a
Thank
beautiful
you.
soul and just, oh, wow. Thank you, brother. So how can people get in touch with you and hear your music and obtain your music?
I've got about 12 songs on this, like the normal things. I don't think it's Pandora, but I know it's Spotify and YouTube and that those kind of things, and they're all a little bit different because none of them are just me playing. The tracks have been created by different people, and so there's a lot of cool different styles. The first one and the last one I played are on there, and the middle one isn't yet. But yeah, YouTube, Spotify, Chris Sarver. Just look up my name, Chris Sarver, wherever you like to listen to music.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I'm going to be praying for everybody. You are a blessing. Everybody's a blessing. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.